Welcome to Raj Technologies. Myself Raj. In the series of this C language online classes, up to now we have completed day 13. And in the last session we started with functions and we have seen how to create user-defined functions. And even we have discussed the categories of functions like function without arguments and without return type, function with arguments and without return type, and we have even seen function with arguments and with return type. Today let us go with some more examples using functions. So today we are going to discuss some more examples on user defined functions, and even we are going to see recursion. Now let us go with one more example, that is write a program to find the factorial of a given number using functions. We want to find factorial of a given number using functions. So already we know what is factorial. When you say 5 factorial, what it is? 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1 will give the factorial which is 120. That is multiplying from given number to 1 or 1 to given number will give the factorial. Let us write the code. Refer program factorial using functions .c. Open developer C++, create a new source file, #include stdio.h, then main function, declare the variable int n, and let us even take the variable f. Now go with the message printf, enter a number, scanf %t, and n. Whatever the number we have accepted, for this number we want to find the factorial. So let me call the function factorial. To this will pass our number. So this function will return the factorial of this given number, and let us store that into variable f. Now print here printf factorial equal to %t, f. Now define the function factorial which takes the number as argument int n. Now what is the number you pass here, that will come and store into this argument n. Now for this number we want to find factorial. So what is the logic? Take a variable f equal to 1, then write for I equal to n given number, I greater than or equal to 1, I minus. And what's the formula? Already we know f equal to f into I. So we already discussed this logic in for loop. So this for loop will find the factorial of this given number. Once the for loop is completed, the factorial value will be ready, that we need to return back. How to return? Using return statement. So when you say return f, for example the number is 5, so the value of f will be 120. That 120 will come and store into this factorial, which I am storing into this f variable, that we are printing. Now in this factorial we are returning this f. F is what type? Integer. So before the function name we have to mention the return type, and mentioning this return type in C language is optional. Now save this file, factorial function.c. Compile and run. So we have to declare a variable. Now execute, compile and run. See, it's asking for a number. If I take the number as 5, it's going to return factorial as 120. So whatever the function we have created, this function is reusable now. Anywhere we can use it. Now let us go with one more very good example. Write a program to check whether the given number is prime or not using functions. So what are prime numbers? The numbers which are divisible by 1 n itself. So the numbers which are divisible by 1 n itself are what? Prime numbers. Now like example 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, all these are prime numbers. Now what is the number we give? We have to check whether that number is prime or not. How to write this code? Let me explain the logic initially. If you take the number as 5, so what we should do? We have to divide this 5 with 2, 3 and 4. We know that every number is divisible by 1 end itself. So when you take the number as 5, we have to divide this number by what? 2, 3 and 4. If you take the number as 6, we have to divide with 2, 3, 4 and 5. So 2 to n minus 1, that's the meaning. So what are the number we are taking? We have to divide that number between 2 to n minus 1. Now here what I need to do? What is the number we have taken? 5. So when I divide 5 with the 2, is the remainder 0? No. When you divide 5 with the 3, is the remainder 0? No. When you divide 5 with the 4, is the remainder 0? No. So we have divided our number with between 2 to n minus 1, means 2 to 4 if the number is 5. If you are not having any factor, that means the number is what here? 5. Now, if you take number as 6 divide 6 with 2. 6 mod 2. Is the remainder 0? Yes. So when it is yes, immediately what we should do? We have to consider it as prime. So what you need to do is, so take one variable like integer is prime equal to 1 initially. Meaning is prime indicates the number what you have entered is prime number. 1 indicates true. So if there are no factors, is prime will remain as it is 1. Now here also we take a variable integer is prime equal to 1. Then start dividing this 6 with 2, 3, 4, 5. So when I say 6 mod equal to 0, so it is having a factor. Then immediately you make is prime as what here? 0. Immediately you make is prime as 0. Then once you make is prime as 0, that indicates 6 is not prime. False. 6 is not prime. Then do I need to divide this 6 with 3, 4, 5 now? Not required. Then we can come out using break. We can come out of loop using break. Let me write the logic here. Here we take the number as 5. Initially we take integer n as 5 and we take one variable is prime as 1. 1 indicates true, means the number is prime. Now you start dividing this 5 with 2 to n minus 1 like this. For I equal to 2, I less than n, it means n is not included, I plus plus. Then start dividing. If n mod I equal to 0, what is the value of n here? 5. The value of n is what? 5. Now you divide here. I equal to what? 2. 2 less than 5? Yes. Comes to if condition. 5 mod 2 equal to 0? No. Then again control goes to I plus plus. I will become now 3. 3 less than 5? Yes. Again comes here. 5 mod 3 equal to 0? No. Again I plus plus 4. 4 less than 5? Yes. Then comes to if condition. 5 mod 4 equal to 0? No. Then again I plus plus. I will become 5. 5 less than 5 false comes out. Once you come out of our loop, check here. If the value of is prime is still as it is remaining 1. If the value of is prime as it is 1, then go with the message printf prime. The number is prime. Now, if I take the number as 6, then is prime is 1 initially, comes here. I equal to 2, 2 less than 6, yes, comes to if condition. 6 mod equal to 0, yes, now it is true. The condition is true. Then when the condition is true, immediately you make is prime as 0. 0 indicates false. Then once you make is prime as 0, I need not divide the number with the remaining values. Then you can come out of loop using break. Once you come out of loop, what is the value of is prime? It has become 0. 0 equal to 1? No. False condition. Comes to else part and we'll go with the message not prime. So this is the logic of prime number. Now let us write this code using functions. Refer program prime function.c. create a new source file, hash include stdio.h, main function, go with the variables, the number, then is prime, initially we are taking it as 1, then I variable. Go with the message, printf, enter a number. I'm writing the code without functions initially, then we'll convert that program in functions. So we are accepting a number, scanf, %t, and n. Now for this number we need to check whether it is prime or not. So divide the number from 2 to n minus 1. I equal to 2, I less than n means n is not included, I plus plus. Now divide. If n mod 2 equal to 0, when you divide the number with 2, if n mod I, not 2, n mod I. So when you divide the number from 2 to n minus 1, anywhere if you are getting 0, that means I is a factor. If the number contains factors, that means the number is not prime. So how to indicate not prime? By using is prime as 0. Then come out of loop using break. Once you come out of loop, check here. If the value of is prime as it is remaining 1, that means the number is prime. Go with the message prime. Else, if the is prime has become 0, if there is a factor, is prime will become 0. Then if it is 0, 0 equal to 1, false, comes to else part, and you can print not prime. Right? Now, so instead of writing is prime double equal to 1, you can even simply write here is prime. That's enough. So if is prime is 1 as it is, that means 1 means true condition. It will display prime. If is prime has become 0, so if 0 indicates false condition, comes to else part and prints not prime. Save this file. Prime function.c. Execute, compile and run. If you take the number as 5, it will say prime. If you run the code again, if you take the number as 6, it will say not prime. Now, let us write this code using functions. Create a function here, prime, take the function prime, and just to take this logic out. This is our logic. So take this logic out, keep it inside the function, and you even take the variable is prime, initially 1, and I variable. Now, so this variable is not required now, just only number we have to accept. So here we are accepting the number. Then we have written the complete logic in prime function. Now in if condition, you call the function here prime. To this function you pass our number. So whatever the number we are accepting, so I'm calling the function prime and passing the number. So this prime function should take an argument integer n. Now what is the number you pass? Here we are checking whether that number is prime or not. If the number is prime, the value of is prime will remain 1. If it is not prime, is prime will be 0. So what you return here finally? Return is prime. So if the number is prime, it's going to return 1. If the number is not prime, it's going to return 0. So what is the return type of this function? Integer. So either you are returning 1 and 0. So return type is integer. Now execute this code, compile and run. If you take the number as 7, it will say prime. If you run the code again, if you take number as 8, it will say not prime. So we have written the same code using functions. In if condition, directly I am calling the function, and in function you are writing the logic. One more point. When you go with functions, we can even reduce the code. How to reduce the code? Now, if the number is divisible, anywhere if it is divisible, what I should return? 0. So simply what you do, if there is a factor, you will simply return 0. So this variable is not required now. So if there is a factor, if the number is divisible by I, means if there is a factor, I should return 0, means false. If the for loop is completed and if you are not returning 0, that indicates the number is prime. So what you should return? 1. Return 1. So 1 indicates true, means prime. 0 indicates false. Now see, when we run, we get the same result. When you go with functions, we can even reduce the code. See here, when I am giving 13, it's printing as prime. When you compile and run, if I go with 15, it's going to say not prime. Right? So when you go with functions, we can even reduce the code also. That is the advantage. Now, so this is very important program. Please recap this code. Moving to the next one. Let us understand about recursion. The meaning of recursion is calling the same function within itself is called as recursion. Calling the same function within itself is called as recursion. So I'm taking main, we write some code, we are writing some code, and again I'm calling main. Again some code. So calling same function within itself is called as recursion. So in main, again I'm calling main. So when I call main, again it will go back to this main only. Like that it will be keep on repeating. Now, let me elaborate this with an example code. Write a program to find the factorial of a given number using recursion. I want to do this code using recursion. Factorial recursion. Let us write this code. Very important. So this program is mainly to find the factorial of a given number using recursion. Hash include stdio.h, the main function. Here we take the number and f variable. Go with the message printf enter a number. Scanf %t comma and n. Now call the function f equal to fact of n. I'm taking a function fact, to that I'm passing the number. So this function will return the factorial. So print here printf factorial equal to %t, the value of f. Now create the function factorial, which takes the number as argument. Now we are check here. If n equal to 1, return 1. If the number is 1, return 1. Else you should write return n into fact of n minus 1. See here you are taking the function fact, in that again I am returning fact here. So calling the same function within itself. So first n is what? 5. If I take the number as 1. 5 equal to 1? No. So what it returns? 5 into fact of 4. 5 into fact of 4. So 5 is multiplied fact of 4. Again 4 goes to n. 4 equal to 1? No. Again comes here. 5 into, already 5 is there. So already 5 is added. So what it adds now? So 5 into, it has added fact of 4. Now for fact of 4, what it replaces now? 4 means 4 into fact of n minus 1 means 4 minus 1, it will become 3. Again this fact of 3 goes to n, 3 equal to 1, no, comes here. So fact of 3, what it replaces here? 3 into fact of n minus 1 means 2. Then 2 goes to n, 2 equal to 1, no, again comes here. Fact of 2, what it replaces? 2 into fact of 2 minus 1, that is 1. Fact of 1, 1 goes to n equal to 1, s, now returns 1. So this value will be written as 1, which is finally 1. So calling the same function within itself is called as what? Recursion. Save this. Fact recursion dot. Compile and run. If I take the number as 5, we get factorial as 1. So please practice this, very important. So with this, we have done with the functions concept. So last class and today's class is very, very important. Then, one more point here. Here, whatever the C language we are learning, so here we have discussed like the basics part, printf, scanf. We have discussed operators, if statement, switch statement, while loop, do while loop, for loop, arrays, functions, strings. So after strings, we are having so many other concepts related to C language, like we are having structures and unions, we are having pointers concept, files concept, dynamic memory allocation, preprocessors. Okay, so many other topics also left out related to C language. So when you want to learn more about this C language, you can learn using our website. So in our website, I've given all the codes details. So this is our website. So in this website, once you open this website, in this website, you can find the courses. So if you click on these courses, you can see the courses like full stack Java, web technologies, Spring Boot and microservices, Linux and AWS cloud, Angular, core Java you can find, AI in Telugu, artificial intelligence in Telugu. You can find Python, you can find MySQL, and it is free. MySQL is free. If you want to check how this website works, how we can see the videos and how we can learn, you can access this MySQL and MongoDB. So these both courses are free of cost. And you can even find C language, and you can get this C language for just rupees 299 only. Okay, if you click on this view details, for example, if I take C language view details, it's going to open about C language. Okay, and you can even get certificate after completion of this program, and you can download that certificate on your local system. See, this is C language, and we are going with a launch offer, and you can find all the details about this. See here, you can find the overview like C language introduction, and you can find the C language basics. You can find the printf, scanf function. Once you click on load more, you can find operators, control statements, arrays. So in arrays also you can find one-dimensional array, two-dimensional array. You can find about functions, strings concept, structures and unions, pointers, files, dynamic memory allocation and preprocessor, linked list concept, that is data circuits, trace concept. So all these things you can find, and you can get all these things only just for rupees 299. Okay, and it is lifetime access. You can access this for lifetime, so it will be always with you. So when you click here buy codes, you need to log into this. See here, you can sign up and you can log in. Okay, so once you log in, you can log in using your Google also, or you can even create a new user. You can provide your email ID, password, and you can log in, or you can even continue with Google also. So once you sign in, you can continue with Google. Let us suppose if I am taking here continue with Google. Let me choose an account. Choose the account. Then click on continue. So I have signed in using Google, or you can even create your own. Then once it is done, see here C language, no time limit, and you can do the payment using secured payment gateways, that is using Razorpay. So in Razorpay, provide your email ID, and provide the phone number, and you can click on this buy now. Once you click on this buy now, So here it's going with the respective payment gateways. You can pay using QR. Okay, UPI payments you can do, or you can even pay using the cards like debit card, credit card. You can even go with net banking. Okay, so we are having different options of doing the payment. So this is not only for C language, you can do this process for any course over here. Okay, right? So I'm exiting this. Then once the payment is done, you can find my courses. Once you click on this link now, once you come to this my courses, you can find the courses what you have purchased. From there you can start learning. Okay, from there you can start learning. Then these are about the courses. So what courses are available in our website? We are having full stack Java, web technologies, Spring Boot and microservices, Linux and AWS cloud, Angular, core Java, AI in Telugu, Python, MySQL, MongoDB and C language. Even we are having one more like digital products. So here you can find the digital products like for your full stack Java notes and source codes only. We can even find core Java booklet. We can find C++ booklet, C language booklet, the complete notes. And this one, ultimate video editing assets bundle. We can even find this 50 plus web technologies questions. It's free of cost. And microservices interview questions free of cost. Spring and Spring Boot interview questions free of cost. 100 plus Python questions free of cost. 200 plus full stack Java interview questions free of cost. So many free of options you can find. Even core Java questions, 100 plus sound effects. Okay, C language interview questions free of cost. Eclipse IDE shortcuts free of cost. Okay, so 100 plus training AI prompts, that too free of cost. So in the digital products you can find a lot of free of cost products. Okay, you can choose it and download onto your local machine. Okay, so a lot of resources we have added in our website. Please make use of this website and even please share about this website to your friends and family members. Right? Got it? Then. So next session, to next class, we'll see the last one where I'm going to start off with strings concept. Okay? So this is the website URL you can find. Okay, in the description of the video also, you can find our website link. Right? So thank you very much. Thank you all.